50 years ago, a tiny park was opened by the Irwin family with just 2 staff members to share a collection of reptiles with a handful of guests that would pass by each day. With decades of hard work, an ambitious vision and the passion to make the world a better place that my mum and dad always had, Australia Zoo has become what it is today. A world-class 700-acre wildlife sanctuary giving thousands of guests a life-changing experience every day, still with the heart and soul that this family-run facility had from its earliest beginnings. And our hundreds of team members and volunteers share our passion and drive. 1,200 animals, lush gardens, world-class animal habitats from the African savanna to the billabongs of Northern Australia, and wildlife experiences that can be had nowhere else on the planet. That's what Dad had always dreamed that little reptile park would become. And now, in our 50th year, it's a reality. Beyond the zoo, our mission is to be a force for positive change, supporting wildlife protection causes all over the world through our non-profit organisation, Wildlife Warriors. We work to protect the wildlife that Dad loved and was passionate about saving. From rhinos to elephants, cheetahs, tigers, and of course, his favourite, crocodiles. We are also at the forefront of cutting-edge science and research with flora and fauna across the country with some of the world's leading scientific institutions, the largest of which where we facilitate the longest-running telemetry study of crocodilians in the world. In our state of Queensland, we have almost 500,000 acres that has been set aside throughout critical areas as natural preserves for endemic species. Back home at Australia Zoo, our wildlife hospital is the busiest of its kind, set up to rehabilitate and release native wildlife. At the start of Australia Zoo's 50th year and the 16th year for the hospital, we've treated a total of 93,000 patients. But by the time you watch this, it's risen. Through this facility and an incredible animal rescue service, we're doing our part to ensure the safety of animals in our local area as well. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and the world went into lockdown, we were all faced with a challenge unlike any of us had ever seen before. Throughout all of this, our priority was and is health and safety. Sadly, this meant we had to close our doors. It has been quite surreal walking around an empty zoo, seeing the places that would usually be bustling with excited guests completely empty. But our team have stepped up, and the passion and love that we have for our animals really shone through. Even though it hasn't been open to the public, the zoo is as busy as ever, making sure all our animals receive the highest standard in care and the constant attention and enrichment that they need. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. Australia Zoo is officially open again. And even during this unprecedented time, we'll make sure that our contribution to wildlife conservation, science and research and habitat preservation remains as we continue our mission for global animal protection. We are so happy to welcome guests once again as the world slowly starts to recover. When you walk through the gates of Australia Zoo, you can't help but marvel at the fact that 2 people, our mum and dad, laid the foundation for this entire place. They quite literally hand-built Australia Zoo and pioneered a new era in wildlife conservation. That vision is being carried out to this day as we fulfil so many of the goals that Dad dreamed to achieve so many years ago. From Bindi's Island, where you can meet a tortoise and our gorgeous lemurs, to an expansive African savanna where you can share a carrot with a giraffe. In 2020, to celebrate 50 years, many more of his dreams are coming to fruition. We've welcomed 4 critically endangered Sumatran elephants and constructed an elephant hospital in Sumatra to support this endangered species. An exciting reimagined crocodile environmental park has been opened to showcase Dad's favourite animal, and we have many exciting additions planned for the future, including accommodation in the early stages of planning. Though, like the rest of the world, we have had to adjust and try to plan for a very uncertain future, there are so many exciting projects on the horizon, and we are so very happy to be able to forge ahead and continue to make a positive difference. In times like this, we look back at how far this place has come and what it took for Australia Zoo to become what it is today. We also reflect on how fortunate we are as a team to contribute to the greater good of the planet every day. Bindi and I had the best dad in the world, and we are so proud to follow in his footsteps to make sure that his life and legacy is never forgotten, and that this place that he loved so much lives on and continues to inspire all that come here. Through even the most challenging times, nothing will ever stand in the way of that. In a period like this, we all need a place to unwind and reconnect with each other and the things that really matter as we come out of lockdown. I can't wait to once again see the joy and fascination that our animals and keepers provide to our guests, and the incredible positive effect it has on our animals as well. The health and safety of everyone who visits is paramount, and while we still have had to make changes to how we operate, we will still give people the opportunity to have an unforgettable one-on-one experience with wildlife and do our best to inspire the next generation of wildlife warriors, which is exactly why this beautiful wildlife sanctuary exists. This has been the first time in our 50-year history that Australia Zoo has had to close, but we're so ready to welcome you back. Our koalas are eager to be cuddled again, our kangaroos can't wait to say g'day, and DJ the rhino is very keen for a good scratch. When you visit Australia Zoo, you become part of our story, a story that began way back in 1970, long before I was born. You're supporting our mission of global conservation. On behalf of my family and our whole zoo crew, thank you for being on this remarkable journey with us. The role that Australia Zoo plays has never been more important for the protection of wildlife and to inspire the world to conserve our precious planet. For me and my sister, as the next generation of Irwins, we're so passionate in ensuring that this legacy carries on long into the future. We can't wait to see you here, and here's to the next 50.